Whack-a-magob. Hey, Dennis Turney Jr., he asked my permission first. He said, hey, man, would you do a Thrash or Die album track by track against another band? I said, yeah, sure, but, you know, maybe my ego will show, or maybe it won't show, and I'll get really depressed that my band got its ass kicked, you know? Because I am honest, man. You know, like, I don't think my album would stand a chance against, like, Darkness Descends or Rain and Blood and Hell Awaits and well, I can go on and on. Violence, Eternal Nightmare won't stand a chance. But with Havok, and I know I'm going to sound like Kevin DeBro from back in the day saying, but I'm not going to go as far as to say Havok sucks, because I don't think they suck. I really don't. But as far as like the newer thrash bands, I like Evil, Gamma Bomb. There's a whole bunch of them that Havok is kind of like, it's down there, you know? It's no Thrash or Die. Alright, here we go. Starting with Prepare for Attack versus Metal Massacre, The Ultimate Revenge. Yeah, you see what I did there? I wrote a song where I talked about the Metal Blade albums and also that combat video of The Ultimate Revenge. Put them together and I made a song that was all about metal. The opening line of the song is Friday the 13th, 1970. February gave it birth. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Metal Massacre wins, bro. Hell yeah, me. All right, next. Fatal Intervention. Not a bad tune, but it's no Street Trash. Track 2 on this album, Street Trash. You know, it's the first song I ever wrote where I wrote 2 lines that didn't rhyme, and yet it made sense. Like, if it would have rhymed, I don't think it would have made as much sense. You know, human bone turned into a knife. It's about that crazy movie, Street Trash. My guitar player was a fan of it. And he said, dude, I want you to write a song about this movie. And he lent me the movie because I never seen it before. I watched it and I wrote the lyrics to Street Trash, watching that movie just once. Human bone turned into a knife. That song rules and it wins. All right, next. No Amnesty. I would say this is the best song on the album. No Amnesty. But it's no in the key of death, man. And that's another song about a movie. The movie Trick or Treat from the 80s, you know, with Sammy Kerr. I wrote a song about that movie. Now that movie I'm very well aware of. So I had no problem, you know, coming up with those lyrics because I've seen it a billion times. All right. Yeah, Key of Death wins. Next, DOA. Not a bad tune, but come on, it's going against Garantula. Garantula, man, it's my 3rd favorite song off the album. It's a fictitious monster. It's a spider that's, you know, taller than a tower, like, you know, very, very big spider, like 3 miles wide and shit, I write. How it comes and it destroys everything in its path. And then at the very end of the song, the military comes and tries to blow it away, and Garantula just walks away. That's how the song ends. Because the song doesn't end with our hero, Garantula, dying. No, it continues. All right, Garantula wins. All right, next. Covering Fire versus Kamikaze, I'm not going to lie. This one was pretty close. I was like, man, Covering Fire is pretty badass. But no, I'm sorry, Kamikaze, man. I gotta give it a Kamikaze. I had in my mind, when I wrote those lyrics, I had in my mind Ronnie James Dio. He would write lyrics, like, you know, he would paint pictures with words. And Kamikaze is that. And I had a big fight with my guitar player at the time because I wanted to call the song Kamikazmonaut. Because it would make sense with how I sing it. I say Kamikazmonaut. But he insisted Kamikaze, and I fucking buckled. And I sang the song differently, where I would say Kamikaze and then scream. But it was supposed to say Kamikazmonaut, which later he told me, yeah, you know what? It would have been better using that title. Durr. Kamikaze wins. Next, Killing Tendency versus Death of the Tyrants. Death of the Tyrant, hands down. And that's the only song I ever co-wrote the lyrics with my friend Ruben De La Rosa, who wrote. Actually, there's another song coming up too. He co-wrote 2 songs on here, and man, his lyrics were awesome on both these songs. He wrote half of Death of the Tyrant, I wrote the other half. All right, so Death of the Tyrant wins. Next, Scumbag in Disguise versus 7 Doors of Death. You know what, man? I would say, yes, Scumbags in Disguise is even better than No Amnesty, I think. That's a great tune. But I'm going with 7 Doors of Death. I'm very, very sad because 7 Doors of Death and another song on this album were never performed live. I performed every song off the first album live, but I never performed 7 Doors of Death or What Do You Mean? No. We did do What Do You Mean We're Out of Beer one time. So 7 Doors of Death is the only song that we released on both albums that has never been played live and never will be. Because Thrash or Die is over. Unfortunately, all my band members that were in Thrash or Die, they stopped thrashing, and guess what happened to them? They died. All right, so I'm giving it to 7 Doors of Death. Next, The Clergic versus What Do You Mean We're Out of Beer. That's another song that Ruben helped me write. He wrote some of the lyrics that is fucking awesome. And there's a killer hardcore band down here called Anger, where we had the singer Gene from Anger sing, scream the parts. What do you mean we're out of beer? That's Gene, man. Classic stuff. I'm giving it to What Do You Mean We're Out of Beer. All right. Is Havok going to get any? Well, let me just put it this way. The next 2 songs are my 2 favorite songs off of Melting Your Skull. Will they be beat? Well, let's find out, because the Postmortem Star, which is another song about a movie, Phantom of the Paradise, one of my favorite movies of all time, will actually sample some of the movie in that song. And that's going against Out of My Way. Definitely the Postmortem Star. It's up there. It's probably my 3rd favorite Thrash or Die song, period. I love that song. All right, next. The title track, Time Is Up versus I Thrash on Your Grave. My 2nd favorite Thrash or Die song. And my favorite song off this album is I Thrash on Your Grave. And it wins over Time Is Up. Yeah, call it ego, call it what you want. I'm damn proud of this band I was in called Thrash or Die. I thought we were fucking awesome. I thought our albums ruled, and we were badass live. We were an awesome live band. And those that haven't seen us, man, you missed out. We were awesome. I mean, we were awesome like Dennis Turney Jr. and Melissa. And thank you so much, Dennis. I hope you enjoyed this. Hey, man, I really do feel this way. And I'm sure if I wasn't in Thrash or Die, I'd still feel this way. Because I love this band. I think we're better than Havok. And Havok's, I gotta stress, Havok is not a bad band. They're not a bad band. It sounds like I don't like them. But man, put Havok against some other groups, and I'm sure they'll get points. But in this case, nah. This is the final score. But anyway, thank you again, Dennis. You rule, and everybody out there watching now. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Leave your comments below if you know Thrash or Die and Havok. And and like the video, because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Thrash or Die. Poser Holocaust, the first album's amazing too. And smack 'em a gob.